Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Kerry Ramage, managing broker at Remax Elite, and Heather Holliday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Look, Heather's in town. She's in our training room.
I know, and I can't see anything, but no, it's great. It's like we're doing the show together. I don't even know where to look. I'm looking at the ring light, but that's not where my camera's at. So I'm like, what am I doing? I keep looking at the ring light. Yeah, that's not where I need to be looking. So I'm like using this little teeny laptop. Can't see much of anything. Don't know where to look, but hopefully everyone can hear me. And
we can hear you fine. You're a little bit fuzzy. I would suspect because maybe the camera quality isn't great, but that's okay.
Oh, see, I see myself clear. It's all the
maybe it's my
computer.
I'm not sure. So we are just off of the big Brevard Children and Families in Need Gala, which was Friday night, and that was a fun time. And I can't wait to hear how much money was raised for the homeless kids of Brevard.
We are super close to hitting the $1 million. That is their goal for this year, and I guess they have another comedy night coming up.
Oh, do we? I don't know.
In November. So okay. The goal is to reach that $1 million mark on the 10th year.
On the 10-year anniversary. I can't believe it's been 10 years already. I mean, honest to goodness gracious.
No, I mean that it doesn't feel like that long ago, but that was nice. And then got to do a check presentation with Sheriff Wayne Ivy for them giving the $5,000 for the Shop with a Cock program.
Yep.
So that's wonderful. Just so many amazing things that entire organization has been able to do, and how much it's grown in this 10 years.
Right. And so and for those of you who don't know, when you buy a ticket that includes the raffle ticket, it's $100, and they only sell 400 of those. Correct. And so it's a $10,000 if you're the last number standing that gets drawn, or if you're the last two and you sign the back in advance agreeing to split with the last two, then each gets $5,000. And my good friend Nancy Bartlett was one of the winners, and she immediately gave back the $5,000 to the charity, which was just awesome. So
it's funny because I bought my kids so they could come since they're here. And I told them they could get in and they have a chance to win. I said, but if you win, you have to give at least half back. And they just give me this look. I'm like, it's just what you do.
It's just what you do.
But it was great because they were there when all of that happened. So to watch her give all of it back, like they just looked at each other like, wow, okay, I guess your mom was right. But she gave all of it back, not half.
She did. So
that was awesome. And that's what I had to ask, like, how close are we to the $1 million? And we don't know how much, was raised or not, but that was great. And then, so we have a bunch of stuff going on today. And then tomorrow is like my favorite event where it's usually like in August, our month of miracles, but we're kind of carrying it on.
We like to spread it over to September.
Well, we used to always do it in September anyway, because it's like the month of miracles used to be in May, and then September was the shirt, jeans.
Miracle Jeans.
So it was Miracle Jeans Day. So we did 2 events every year, one in September, one in May. And then month of miracles with Remax was changed to August. So we just kind of moved it to August, but I'm excited to be able to do that. It's been interesting. So the place, I want to say this is almost our 10-year or something like that.
You know what, I know when our memories start popping up, showing it says, so I'll have to look at the memories on Facebook, but it's our big Remax Elite's big charity event for Children's Miracle Network hospitals and our local hospital that gets our money is Arnold Palmer. So we are also trying to hit a goal, and hopefully people will come out to that tomorrow. There's a 50-50 raffle. There is lots of gift baskets. You can, put your ticket in for a drawing to win a gift basket. It'll be at the Melting Pot, which is a new venue for us. And I think it'll be exciting. It'll
Good
be
one though.
I know.
My love
Right?
martini, and I love it.
Yes, we'll have martini. They're giving us a martini special, and 10% of their proceeds goes back to the Children's Miracle Network. So that's awesome. So we thank them, the Melting Pot, for hosting us, and it's outside. So if anybody's wanting to be outside or social distanced,
and it's great. I love Viera. It's so nice. That entire area. So
the avenues. Yeah. So if you're watching and you're local and you're going to join us tomorrow, just drop in the chat and let us know that we should look out for you tomorrow while we're at the Melting Pot.
Yeah, some good stuff. I get to go take pictures of them afterwards. So stay tuned. We'll be posting all the pictures of all the cool raffle items we have, and 50-50 we always have too. So
yeah.
So good stuff. And today's show is all about creating raving fans, which I know, it's crazy because we kind of talk about this in different ways a lot. Just retaining your, staying in touch.
Well, that's it. That is, we talk about it. We do talk about it a lot, and we have lots of great ideas of how to, stay in touch, what you should be doing so that you can make sure that you're creating those raving fans, those people that you've already helped, that loved working with you, loved the service that you provided. They know, like, and trust you. And now they want to share you with their friends, family, coworkers. But they're only going to do that, honestly, if you're staying in touch.
Right. Because it's what's the stat was acquiring a new customer costs 5 times more than just retaining your existing customer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then I can't remember the stat that Jared James gave the other day when we were at the training at the Broker Owner Conference, but it was something like one previous customer raving fan is worth 107. Was it
117,000, I believe.
117,000 in gross commission. One raving fan. So
so that's where that importance. And I know that, I don't ever stay in touch with, or the person, like when I just did my getting an agent I didn't know in Tennessee, never heard from them again.
Right. You bring that up a lot. That's but
that happens a lot.
Why is that? I just made this connection in my brain the other day, and I don't know how long our friend Molly up in Georgia has had her brokerage up outside of Atlanta, but I'm fairly certain that I used an agent from her office many, many, many years ago to buy my house in Georgia, and then referred that agent to other friends. I don't think that woman's still in the business, because I remember looking her up recently just to see. Mm-hmm. But I think she's from Molly's office. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I know.
I saw Cat sign when I went to my friend in upstate Georgia, and I'm driving back home, and I saw Cat sign, and I was driving, so I couldn't take a picture. And I was like, oh, there's Cat sign.
That's awesome. So it's really about building a network of trust. And it takes time. Obviously, if you're new in the business and, say you only do 10, 15, 20 transactions in your first year, and hopefully most of those are buyers. In the beginning, you usually end up working with more buyers. So that's good, because now they're homeowners. So they're people to keep in touch with, to grow your sphere.
If you're newer and you're doing, rentals.
Yes.
Those were huge for me to stay. I'm still in friends with tenants. And I haven't done property management, in 15 years. So, right. But I'm still friends with so many of them, because so many may rent, and then, you stay in touch and you work with them so that they can buy.
Yeah.
It's really a no-brainer, and it's for me, that is really almost like that entry level, brand new into business, because it's almost like that immediate money.
Right.
If you
Right.
can find rentals, I guess, in right now's market. But I'm just saying a lot of, seasoned agents don't work the rental aspect.
Right.
So that is something, it's instant money.
Yeah.
It's super, to me, it's super easy. Here's a home, rent it. Okay, here's a check. Where you're not going through trying to find that client, going through the whole transaction.
Right.
For the real
Right.
estate.
For sure.
Stay in touch, even if it's a tenant. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Staying in touch and building the trust. So you want to show them trust in kind of your everyday activities. Your people are probably following you on your social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever people, TikTok. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, your people are probably following you. You always hear agents go, "Well, should I be friends with my customers on Facebook? Because I just want it to be about my family." And if that's what you want and that's who you are and you only want your Facebook to be about your family, then great. But if you're using your Facebook to build your network, your sphere of influence, to continue to have the dialogue with your customers, then you need to open it up and invite everybody to be your friend, all of your past customers. I mean,
social's not the end all be all. It's one of, it's one of those pillars to your business. You should have 10 of them at least. But for me, it really has been able to take this maybe newer relationship to a completely other level. And for me, social completely changed everything for
yeah,
me and opened so many different doors and avenues, and really to be able to create and cultivate these relationships that may have been new, and
right,
now it's something else, and now they're a part of my online family, and really the goal. I love it when we go to different events, because I'll see someone. And a lot of time, I mean, like, perfect example, Tavia, like we just have similar interests. We kind of became friends and started doing all the shows and all of these different things,
and
but
had never met in person.
never had met in person. So being able to meet her in person, then it's like, it dawned on me, like right before, like, wait, I've never even met you like in person. And I'm like, you're taller than I expected,
She was taller than I expected as well. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
But it is funny. And that's where like this magic is, where you have these relationships and it doesn't even like, and that is one of the quotes I always say is, social and creating those and cultivating the raving fans, the relationships, going to turn that first meeting from a handshake to a hug. And I mean, we got bear hugged. I mean, it was completely because it's like my sister from another mister. We have like such a tight relationship, and when we chat every day and stuff like that. And that's just, we have never met, but it was just that online relationship. So,
Yeah.
and that's where I get a lot of people just want to pay like a third party company just to post articles or something like that for their social. And to me, the magic is when you're actually you on social and posting pictures that are something of you, your dog, like what is interesting to you, because that's how you're going to build those connections. People are going to engage with that. They're not going to engage with the generic article that means absolutely like nothing. I think, and even if you are posting an article like for something that's local or just real estate news, I think it should come from a place from you, where you have your opinion, like, wow, I didn't realize this was happening. Check out this article, something like that, versus the generic, I call it the fluff, or maybe I'll call it other words. But you just, I mean, you can't create that relationship if it's not really you.
Right. For sure. And it's funny. Someone, I think it was Maria Scripp, posted a week or so ago, how much of your social media is just sold, just listed, blah, 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 blah. And I have to say, very little. I mean, there's a certain amount of that, and I certainly do more of that through my business Facebook page. But Melissa just left a comment. Yeah. Oh, we love Molly. She's so much fun and an awesome broker and someone I strive
She's
to
my
be
favorite. If I thought I was going to be moving to North Georgia, but my husband said Tennessee. Otherwise, I always call her my future broker.
So, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought on that one. Oh, how much are you posting of, just listed, just sold, look at me, congratulate me. I do some of it, to be honest, just as a reminder that real estate is what I do, but I don't
I mean, and I think the sellers like that and that you are doing stuff. So I'm not saying not to do it that way, but to me, I like the branding aspect. If you're going to do it, maybe have some branding. So or something along that line. But I still think a lot of, adding value, the real estate tips, what's going on in the market, what's the mortgage, industry doing, just something that, and a lot of local stuff. I think the local
yeah.
events and things that are going on, I feel there's missing from that, but giving value and tips and stuff like that, but being personal
Yeah.
as well. Like if
And
you are a dog lover, post the pictures of your dog working with you or whatever.
Yeah. And there's many ways for you to keep in contact with your customers. There is, like you said, social media. You can do some direct mail. I do 4 direct mails a year, which seems old school, but honestly, they hold on to those cards and
Yes,
remember.
they do. Yes, they do.
I do note cards. I do handwritten note cards. I do, if it's somebody's birthday and I see it, I text them happy birthday. I don't do the happy birthday in their Facebook link. So that way it's personal. So, and sometimes I'll get a, who is this? That just means they didn't save my number after we closed. But that's okay.
Well, and a lot of times if they came in from a different state and got a new number.
Oh, there's that too.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's that too. So, and there's personal phone calls that you can be making. A lot of.
I would rather, I like to do the video email messages or something. Right. So if you're not a social, we have many top agents that just don't do it.
Don't do social media. I mean, two of our most top agents don't really do social media.
No, because they say it's like a time sucker. So,
yeah.
And I get it. I mean, that's why I don't do TikTok, because I lose 2 hours of my life.
Right.
I just wait for my husband to send me the TikTok videos. He's always sending me. He's a huge TikToker. Loves it. I mean, he's got to put on costumes and I got to try to video, and he's trying to figure out, like, our daughter's not here to show me how to add music and do this, but actually post this. But he figured it out. So proud of him for doing that.
But honestly, and like we like to say, this is a contact sport. You need to keep in contact with everybody. But even if it's, I've gotten a few referrals through Women's Council of Realtors or through, oh God, what's the other one I am? Is it CRS? Certified Residential Specialist. Right. Make sure, if you have those types of groups, whether it's on Facebook, make sure your profiles are filled out, and then you start to make friends around the state or around the country.
I think agents. Facebook groups are huge and powerful. I mean, honestly, I really do. I think it, just finding those that are of interest to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. And it doesn't have to be about real estate. I mean, you can make those real estate, which, that equals referral partners that you can be doing. It helps you kind of team up with similar minded people in different markets, and you share ideas and all of that. So that's why I love the real estate groups, but the personal groups. I mean, I'm in dog groups. I'm in Jeep groups. I'm in all these different groups, and it just allows you to have those connections.
Yeah, for sure.
Are natural and they're real, they're genuine. And
I think that's really the big thing, natural and authentic. Real. And also if you're, and it's funny, my best friend from high school, when her father passed away, there's 5 kids in her family, but when they moved to Florida, only the 2 youngest moved here. So I'm friends with the 2 young. I mean, I know the whole family, but the 2 youngest moved here, went to high school here, and then moved away. So nobody lives here. And when the father passed away and they all came for the funeral, they referred to me as their personal concierge, because they would call me and go, okay, we want to go to this kind of restaurant. We want to do this. Where should we do that? And, become more of a resource as well. I mean, I still have customers who'll text me and say, hey, where can I get my hair done? or what dentist do you go to, especially if they're new from out of state? So be that resource for them as well.
And you can even and you can be posting that on social. You have a great time at a great restaurant or a new restaurant, or you're going to an opening. I mean, I definitely feel you should be involved with the chamber so you do know the new events and, go to those or whatnot so that you are that resource. You know what's coming on. You know the building that's being built, what's actually being built there because you're involved in your community, which is super huge.
That makes me laugh because every time I have my mother in the car, we'll be passing something and she'll tell me, she'll point at whatever it is that's being built and then she'll give me like the news on it, which is never accurate, right? So she'll just say, whatever, that's the such and such building and this is what's going on. And I'm like, nope, Mom, that's this and this is what's going on. But it's what she gets like from the neighbors or whatever. And I'm always like, Mom, I think you forget who I am. Like, I'm very involved in the community. I'm in real estate. I pay attention to what's happening. Oh yeah, I know, she'll say.
But I do think that you should know what's going on,
happening, what's being built, why it's being built, what's happening. I mean, I remember when the Fresh Market was being built, and different friends were like, "Oh, that's going to be a Costco. Oh, that's going to be a Sam's." It's like, it's not going to be a Costco or a Sam's in the dead center of Suntree, for goodness sakes. Thankfully, we are getting a Costco, and it's at the end of the Pineda, Causeway by 95, which is super exciting for us. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my parents owned an insurance business, and they would drive to Orlando to go to Costco because at that time
we had one in Atlanta that. I mean, as kids, we hated it because it was like such a long day, but I'm pretty sure it was a Costco.
Well, we didn't. Well, back then we didn't even have a Sam's or a BJ's here, so my parents would make the, every 6-month trip to Costco to buy, and load up the car with paper towels and toilet paper. So we're getting that, but be in the know what's going on. Know what's going on in the area.
And if you're doing monthly newsletters, add that in there. I mean, we just had a huge thing, here locally with the Inspiration 4 with, I mean, that was a huge thing, event. I mean, really for everyone, but it happened in our backyard,
right.
at the Space Coast with the rocket. And I mean, that's crazy.
Right.
It's just insane.
Well, I always think it's funny when somebody said to me recently, "Oh, didn't your area take a big hit because of NASA?" And I looked at the person and I was like, "Do you not know that like we have a rocket going up probably every 2 weeks?"
Yeah.
But it was someone from out of state who didn't realize, because you and I always use, when we meet people, sometimes people don't know where Melbourne is or I remember
where the rockets go up.
When we moved to Palm Bay, people were like, "Do you mean Palm Beach?" And it's like, no, we're moving to Palm Bay. But that was in 1980.
Palm Beach, totally different.
But now we always say we're from Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, where the rockets go.
That's exactly what I say.
Yeah. But you really just want to make sure you're giving value to those people that you are keeping in touch with. It's not always just about calling and asking for referrals. It's really about being genuine,
coming from
helpful.
A place of value, being authentic.
Yeah.
Offering value, I think, is such a huge thing, especially if you are sending newsletters or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it 100% fluff. Add value.
Yeah.
Tell them something they don't know already. And a lot of that may be what's coming in their backyard, what's, from things that, that's coming up or events that, the upcoming, rocket launches or just something like that so that they actually open it because it is local and not just fluff because nobody cares about that,
Right.
But I just say, it may take you 15 minutes to do that once you have a template. It's not, you're already in the know, just add that. I think that the open rate and it seems more genuine, authentic, and you're going inside.
And if you're including video with it, honestly,
even better because they will open it.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like that face to face for real because you're almost having like that. I mean, versus not.
Right. Right.
But
But
that's
you know
just
me, and I hate to, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but I am. For me, sometimes, I like to, if I'm out to dinner or I'm out to somewhere, I kind of like to, I don't want to run into anybody just because I want to enjoy my dinner and I don't want to talk about real estate sometimes. But that's okay too. But that's other thing. You see people out at your favorite restaurants, and you chit chat. It's like John always is like, we can't go anywhere without you like making the rounds of going to people's tables and chit chatting, which I do a
well, we
lot.
see that a lot. Like you just wear the badge, and then that whole. I mean,
Yeah.
how's the market? I mean, it just happens. But I get it. Sometimes, like, no, I just want to be.
I
I
just
don't
want
have
to,
that problem because nobody knows me in Tennessee.
I
So
just want to put my baseball hat on and cover my face and run into Publix and not have to, not have to engage sometimes. But yeah, it's just, but when you have, look, let's be real. Not every transaction is easy peasy. Sometimes they're difficult. Sometimes the people you're working with are difficult and they may not be your people. So sometimes you have to make the hard decisions not to continue a relationship with those people. And that's okay. That's okay. I always find that the most difficult people have friends that are difficult.
difficult. They attract difficult.
Difficult attracts a difficult. So if it was a difficult transaction and you decide you don't want to, keep in contact with them, then don't, but make sure for the people you are keeping in contact, you're keeping in contact, which is the hardest thing for agents to do. You're making it personal. You are providing value, and you will then have raving customers, raving fans for life, honestly.
Yes.
You know?
So what's
Yeah.
our weekly action step this week?
So call 5 of your friends this week and do it, from a place of genuine. So call 5 friends, make a plan to get together and do something and cultivate those relationships with them.
Absolutely.
People you like, people that like you.
Absolutely. And our weekly motivation is, I thought this was very powerful. And for me, it's very true, is don't always just make friends with someone that you're comfortable to be friends with. Make friends with those that may force you to level up. So I always try to really cultivate those relationships of
That's
those
huge.
that I feel like are almost my mentors. They just don't know it. Those are relationships that I really try to cultivate as well.
That's huge, honestly. That's huge. I mean, surround yourself with people that you want to be like and that cause you to work harder or be better at what you do and who you are.
And that's where the groups, I learned so much from those, and so many are so willing to share in it, and it's incredible. And you may be surprised.
Yep.
And that's why I give back, because so many have given back to me, and it's just kind of, that's how I feel I can give back. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and find somebody that you look up to and just really cultivate that relationship. And
Yeah,
so I thought that was a great one.
Yeah, I think so too. Just real quick, if you're local, our local Remax Elite agents, if you're around today, lunch with Heather and I in the training room at 11:30, a presentation by Box Brownie at noon, and then a presentation by Chime. Is that at 1 or is that at 2? That's at 2. 2. And
Giving
then
us a
lots
little
of
bit
stuff
of
tomorrow.
breaks.
Yeah.
And then
lots of
tomorrow
stuff
we have a full day too.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 days with Heather. Yay.
Awesome.
So until next week, wake up, kick ass, and repeat. And we have some great shows lined up, and we're going to work on our Elevate so we can get those books.
So we can get your business planning booklets out. Yes.
So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll be able to announce all of that information next week. We can't wait.
Awesome.
So till next week. Bye, guys.